Okay, so let's just jump right into the questions. The most frequently asked question was, what do you do for a living? I currently work in the IT industry in marketing. Are you Korean? Yes, I am ethnically Korean. What is your height? I'm 164 centimeters. In freedom units, I'm 5'4". Age, I'm 26 in international age. Ooh, this was a good question. Favorite quote or life motto? I don't have one, and I'm actually curious to see what other people would say, so just leave your favorite quotes or life mottos in the comments below. But for me, I grew up in a Christian home, so I look to the Bible. This is actually on my Instagram bio. 1 Peter chapter 1 verses 3 to 4. What did you study in university? I studied music. I was a music major. I played the violin for 16 years, and yeah, I was a music major. How long did you live in the States for? Was it just for study or do you have family there? I lived in America for 18 years. My mom and my dad and my brother are all still there right now, so I'm just here by myself. Where did you grow up? I grew up in the States. So I was born in Seoul and my family immigrated to the United States when I was 4. So I lived in Jersey for 8 years, and going into middle school, my family moved to Virginia, so I lived in Virginia for 10 years. Your life, graduation, parents, work, how do you become independent, etc. So I went to the University of Virginia when I was 18 years old, and I graduated at 21 in the May of 2016. When I went into college at 18, that's when I pretty much became independent. I just left the house, and I haven't lived with my parents since then, and I haven't received any money help from them. I would work part-time jobs at restaurants, I would teach violin on the side, and I would just do anything to become more independent, and I would just oh no, wait, they did help me pay for my rent in college, but everything else I didn't receive any financial help from them. So I've been pretty independent for the past 8-9 years now, so I've just been living on my own, just trying to, somehow get by. When and how did you move to Seoul? I moved to Seoul August 2016, right after I graduated college. I actually started out teaching English in Korea, so before I moved here, I made sure I got teaching English certifications, and yeah, that's how I just came to Seoul. Did you study abroad? Yes, I actually studied abroad at Seoul National University in my 4th year of college, which is why that was a very big factor in me moving to Korea. How do you pronounce your name? My name is Kieun. So in Korean, people just call me Kieun. But in America, the un sound is really hard to pronounce. So actually in my kindergarten in New Jersey, I still remember my teacher. Her name was Mrs. Korea with a C, but she actually called me Kien. So ever since then, I just kind of went by Kien in America. Whenever like the new school year starts, or we have like substitutes come in and they're doing like the attendance, since my last name starts with a C and it's in alphabetical order, I'm always around like the 5th or 6th person to be called out for the attendance, and I just know that they're about to call my name because they like crinkle up their nose, they like just squint their eyes, and they just like try to pronounce this foreign name. I've gotten some like really ridiculous pronunciations. I've gotten Kieun, Kieun. One time a substitute called me Kevin Chow, which I guess I can understand why you can get Kevin Chow, but when she said that, I was just like, yep, I'm present. Kevin Chow is here. You want to know what Siri calls me? Hey Siri, what's my name?
One moment. You're asking me? Kieun?
Yep, she calls me Kieun. When I traveled to South America, Kien in Spanish means who. So I couldn't go by Kien in South America. Actually, they just call me Kiki. Just like as a nickname. What's your MBTI? Back in college, I was an ESFP. I took it again recently, maybe like half a year ago, and I am an ENFJ now. Which drama did you see recently? I actually don't watch TV or dramas or Netflix, so I can't remember the last drama I watched. When did you first start doing YouTube videos? I started 6 weeks ago, I think, a month and a half ago. What is the best piece of advice you've received? This is a really good question too. Let it go. There are just some things in life you just cannot control. So if you just like let it go, then you have less stress and you just let it go. Just let it go. What do you love about living in Seoul? What do you dislike? Ooh, Seoul, I love it because the public transportation is so nice. It's relatively clean. I'm like also terrified of driving, so I just like that I can do anything that I want to in Korea by taking the subway, taking the bus, or just walking. And everything is just so convenient. When you just like step out of your house, you have like everything that you could possibly need. Convenience stores, shopping, food. What do I dislike? I don't like the air pollution. And I think if we had clear skies every single day, I feel like every day would be a happy day. May I know how much it costs to live alone in Seoul, like your lifestyle? This is a really good question. Maybe I'll just make a separate video about how much I spend in a month or like in a week and my budget, I guess. I mean, I personally saved up a lot and I have a job that provides me a good salary. What advice can you give to people who want to move to Korea? Just do it. Plan it out. Do your research. Ask around. I know you won't regret it because everybody who moves to Korea, they end up loving it so much and they plan to stay for X amount of years, but they end up staying longer. So yeah. Just do it. Do you plan staying in Korea for good, or do you have plans of settling somewhere else in the future? I only was planning to live in Korea for about 3 years, but it is now 4.5, going to 5 years now. I guess it depends on my job and who I'm gonna marry. I want to settle down maybe in California and just raise a family there. Korea is nice too. I wouldn't mind living in Korea. I don't particularly like the Korean education system, so I don't know, we'll see. For now, like short term, I will be in Korea. Long term, Korea is an option, and America or somewhere else. How do you take such good pictures? Okay, honestly, it is all about the lighting and the angle. So as long as you got the right lighting and the angle is like perfectly perpendicular and whatever, like it should be fine. What apps do you use for editing photos? I use Visco and Snapseed. How do you find cafes? I find them all through Instagram. Either I just search some hashtags or I just look through my explore page. What would be the first thing you would want to do when this pandemic is over? I mean, like everybody else, I want to travel. My top destination would be Europe because actually, no, Europe, yeah. Europe or somewhere in Southeast Asia so I can just chill out on a beach. But in the near future, when the social distancing level kind of like goes down a little bit, I want to go to a live jazz bar. I love jazz. I love the vibes of a live jazz bar. So I just want to just go and enjoy the 분위기. Fave country you've been to? I've been to Korea, America, Canada, Japan, Australia, Ecuador, Italy. Ooh, out of all of those, I loved Australia so much, but then I traveled to Italy by myself for 10 days. It was just so... I loved it so much. I really want to travel to Europe again. As I've traveled all these places, Korea is honestly like the best. It's just so comfortable. Everything is just like so convenient and yeah. Have you ever dealt with depression, mental illnesses, feelings of guilt, etc.? As I mentioned in my By 2020 vlog, I mentioned that mental health is so important. Last year, I kind of went through like a little tough patch and it was really hard for me mentally, and I actually asked a lot of friends about what they thought about therapy and counseling. And it's very interesting because let's say like out of 5 friends, 3 say that they are currently in therapy, and so I actually tried it. I was in counseling for 3 months. I got specific counseling, a Christian English-speaking counselors. I did that for 3 months. I'm not sure how effective it was, but I mean, I think it's so important to take care of your mental health. When we're sick or physically hurt, we go to the doctor to get treatment. And I think it is so okay to realize that your heart hurts and that your mind hurts, and it's okay to reach out for professional help. What inspires your fashion? My Instagram explore page. How do you stay organized with all the things you need to do? I feel like I'm a pretty organized and punctual person. I get things done pretty quickly and I make sure I meet all my deadlines, and I make sure that like I have a to-do list for the set day. I either write down like my to-do list or I just kind of like just mentally take a note. Favorite place in Korea except Seoul? I would probably say the Gangwon-do area, Gangneung, Sokcho, Yangyang beach areas. I go there pretty often just because it's probably like 2 hours away from Seoul by bus or car. So it's not too far. The ocean is so beautiful and they have really nice cafes. So yeah, I will probably say there. Favorite spot in Seoul? Bukchon Hanokmaul, which is the Korean traditional village in the north of Seoul. I really like that area. It's so beautiful. They have like really nice like traditional style cafes there as well. I used to go to Hannamdong, Itaewon a lot when I first moved to Korea. I really like hipster kind of like unique places in Seoul. Some areas in Hongdae are like super cute and like super hipster, like Mangwon-dong or something. And these days Seongsu-dong is pretty poppin'. Ikseong-dong is really nice too. What are some types of content other than vlogging that you'd like to try? I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. Well, I'm always kind of thinking in the back of my mind like, oh, what content should I do? But I feel like vlogging is just like the most comfortable and the most interesting, I guess. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Yeah, I think this just wraps up the video. I tried to answer most of the questions that you guys have asked and I hope you got some answers. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!